Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to submit a safety and security declaration using Customs Declarations UK platform. Now, in order to submit a declaration, to be a declarant, we need to have a GB EORI number. We can follow the link which will be given in the description of the video if we don't have one. And we also need to subscribe to the safety and security declarations on the gov.uk. And once we have done that, we need to register on the Customs Declarations UK platform if we haven't done so already. And we need to authorize the software in order to submit the declarations, and we can start submit this. That's straightforward. It takes minutes to get set up and get ready and start submitting the declarations. Once we've got the EORI number, subscribe to gov.uk on the safety and security, and register on the Customs Declarations UK platform. We'll be demoing it, but what we'll be demoing is the list of, before we go to the demo, we need to have the EORI number following the link. We need to register for the entry summary declaration in Great Britain. Then we need to register on the Customs Declarations UK platform account and register link. The next step will be, once we have registered, and so we'll be covering the following scenarios in this tutorial: submitting a successful ENS declaration, making amendments, and handling rejections, error, or other issues that come across. Then we'll be showing how to clone a declaration. It becomes a lot easier when you copy a declaration, when you have a similar declaration and you don't have to type everything again. Just simple copy, clone, change the required elements, check everything, and submit. Then we'll show how to download a copy of the declaration in PDF format. That's helpful because most of our hauliers or drivers need a copy. That makes the job a lot easier. Then we'll show how to clone from Customs Declaration Service CDS declaration and to an ENS declaration where most of the data is automatically copied. You just enter the place of loading, unloading, and port of arrival, things like that, which are not available in CDS declaration. Will show that how easy it is to follow on the Customs Declarations UK platform. Actually, I think without wasting too much time, it's time to demo it. Actually, let's see how it works in practice. So once we log on to the portal and once we have registered following the previous steps that we have mentioned, we will see the dashboard that is in front of me. You see how many declarations you have recently submitting and safety and security declarations here. You need to follow the link to authorize with HMRC, the software with HMRC. If you click here, you are taken to the authorize with HMRC link. You can click here to authorize, because I have already authorized. I don't need to reauthorize as of now, but I can do that if needed here. So that is reauthorization with the authorization or reauthorization with the HMRC for submitting the declaration. So once you do that, you are ready to submit. So if I go back to the home menu options just to see. So this is a list of parties applicable to the safety and security declarations, where you can save the details of the parties, aid party, type in the details. Sometimes mandatory will be marked with an asterisk, and you tick the right options for saving, for example, and save that one. Going back to the menu option, we have this ENS declaration option. We can click add new declaration to start a blank declaration. Before that, we can search for different options: commodity, client reference, if we have a previous declarations already submitted. What I have done is that I have drafted a declaration to make things simpler for us. If I go to the draft now, what we have done is that here we have entered the client reference, which is internal to us. This does not go to HMRC. This field is disabled because I have provided that information at the item level. So if there are multiple occurrences of the same field at header or item, you can enter at either place. If it things apply to all the items, it's better to enter at the header level. But if this item is specific, we can go and enter at the item levels. Now we'll leave. There are some optional fields line and some conditional fields. So this is mandatory field, but this is mandatory, but this can be applied at the item level as well. So we can leave blank at the header level, to be honest. Software doesn't enforce us to enter at the header level. Having said that, we have other fields like nationality, identification of crossing the border. Now, if I see this little icon, it shows me what is the requirement for this particular field from HMRC. So which conditions we need to provide, which format do we need to provide. For the invoice number, we format with the EORI number and all that, and you just need to enter the invoice number, simple as that, and we'll reformat with the 2-digit year and EORI number. Yeah. Here we can enter the country code and the city name. Yeah. Then we have arrival country code and the location and mode of this optional field. We can select the exporter from the list, or we can enter party details and we can type in the details. Yeah. So I'll just select. Then we have the importer details. I can select from the list or I can type it in the details, similar for the carrier ones. So if I have saved the details in the parties list, I can reuse them. If not, I can type in, simple as that. If I click next from here, I can add multiple lines here, so it can be multiple line here. If I click the pencil icon here, I see all the details of that particular line here, which I have selected. Commodity code is optional, but we can enter 8 digits commodity code, fruits and vegetables, and invoice number. I'm focusing on the mandatory elements, but if anything of these applies, you can enter that if it's applicable. List of parties, if not entered at the header level, can also be provided at the item level. So they will be enabled once they are applicable. I think this applies when it's 10600, but if it applies, yeah. So if I go to item details, which is section 2 of the platform on the application, we can select packaging type, number of packages, and gross mass and shipping box. Now, number of pieces is applicable only when it is bulk or some certain packaging types. Then you don't need to provide, I think, number of packages in that case, I believe. Yeah. If I go to location and transportation, section 3, I can enter, because I have entered at the header level, so I can just disable that and show that it works at the item level. It is enabled here. So next, yeah. Then what we do, we can add additional documents here, and if it's applicable, and click the button add additional. This list is optional, but when we enter the code, these fields are mandatory. So I cannot add without, shouldn't add without these things. We'll add a check on that. Yeah. If I click next from here, we have mode of transport at the bottom, which is road or ro accompanied or unaccompanied. Yeah. We have representative if it's different from the declarant. If by default you are the declarant who has registered on the platform, your EORI will be used as the declarant or the submitter of the declaration. Okay. Then we have conveyance reference number. We can see the details for that. And we have customs office of the first entry, which is Dover, and data of expected date of arrival and time. We can add routing countries by selecting the country and click add routing. Yeah, but if I don't need, I can remove it. Yeah, so it's what applies: Spain, France, and maybe Poland in this case. Yeah. So I click next from here. I can review everything, and then I can actually submit it. This is submitted now. we get the MRN back from HMRC. We can see the notifications. The status of submission was okay, and this is the MRN we have got back. Okay. So that was the bit around the submitting a successful declaration. Yeah. Now, if I have to amend the declaration, what we need to do is that we need to simply click the edit icon, pencil. And if I do some amendment there, for example, if I change the transport expected data for arrival, it's going to be 27th now at 2 p.m. Yeah. And I can change any other details, that's not a problem. So I can change number of packages, it's going to be 5 this time, and it's going to be 24. Yeah. If I submit this one, this is showing that we submitted an amendment for this one on this particular time, and it was accepted. Yeah. Now, so this is a successful addition, submission, amendment scenario like the way we did. We can download the PDF for this one, which we can give it to the hauliers, which will have the reference of the declaration, SNG, SGB, just submitted, and all the details of the particular declaration. Yeah. We can clone the declaration. So if I want to, before I go to clone, I can click this button and make a copy of this declaration. This becomes a new draft declaration. So if I go to the shield icon, which is the ENS declaration, it's the new draft declaration that we created. Now, if I go back to showing the rejections now, what we will do, we will have selected road transport as the mode of transport. But if I give some illogical data, which normally doesn't happen, if you follow the right steps, most of the things should go smoothly. But if I select the mode of transport is rail mode of transport, and if I select similar declaration, and this is RoRo accompanied, doesn't make sense. Yeah. Click next. If I say submit this, it says rejected. And we can see the reason is that because we have given the specific circumstance as D, and we cannot have this mode of transport. Fairly straightforward. We can read the error and correct it. Now, this is rejected, not a problem. We don't need to do everything again. We can go back to the pencil icon and correct what we need to correct. So I select this is actually a road mode of transport. Yeah. I can go back and submit again. So again rejected. Then because I've selected statistics under mode of transport C, which is motorized, and then if I click pencil icon, road, postal, rail, also, okay. Let me, then it has to be, I think, a road transport, but doesn't matter. So we can follow the steps. So click the pencil icon there, road, and it has to be, what happened here? Let's read the conditions for this one. So and 3 and 4. Let's submit this one. So this is now successful because the logical error we got is resolved. So we did 2 unsuccessful attempts, and this was the output. Now we made the changes. We have the MRN. We can go back and correct it. So same thing for us. So going back to the list of steps that we will be showing, we showed that we have successful ENS declaration, amendments, and handling rejections. Now we cloned the declaration. We download the copy of the declaration. Now the last important thing that I wanted to show you was that if you are using our customs declarations UK CDS platform, and you submit a CDS declaration with so many items, possibly there could be, you can actually do the ENS declarations very quickly by cloning from there. It copies most of the details from there and makes the job really easy. So I go back to CDS declarations, which is a tick icon there and a tick icon here, which shows we have a CDS declaration ready to be. I've just done one, so we can actually clone it. So what we've done is that we have a CDS declaration which is successfully submitted. You see all these options and the status as successful. We've got videos on how to submit different scenarios of CDS declaration. I'll not go into that, but I'm focusing on the safety and security and ENS declarations. So there's an icon, shield icon, which is our representation of a safety and security declaration. So if I clone to ENS declaration and clone, so this becomes a new draft safety and security declaration. So if I click enter the reference here, and if I place of loading, and if I select, so this is automatically copied, and if I go next from here, so this is those, and all the information is automatically copied here. Yeah. And if I click location, I don't need to provide. If I go next from here, it's road movement, and it's Dover. Data for 31st at 7 o'clock. And I'll say it's from France, and it's GB. So I can actually, most of the information which we need is actually copied, and we can just go enter the relevant information, follow the steps, and possibly submit it. I think that makes sense. So if there are, just imagine that you have 99 lines, or if you have more lines here, you don't need to enter or type the details. These codes, commodity code, descriptions, quantities, everything is copied across for you, which makes the job a lot more easier for you to follow from CDS to ENS. But you can start with ENS, and if you have a similar ENS declaration, cloning from ENS is also an option. So this clones ENS to ENS, and that one was for the CDS to ENS. Now, another thing which we did was that we did one cloning. Now there's a reference here. So if I click here, I can go back to ENS declaration. Yeah. And if I go next, next, and submit this one, I can go back to CDS declaration. So this maintains the reference when you clone from ENS to CDS to ENS. It maintains the reference, but not when you clone from CDS to CDS or ENS to ENS. That's different. Yeah. I hope it makes sense logically. If you have any further questions, please reach us out on our website. You have our contact details and email address. Going back to the declaration, so we've covered all these scenarios for cloning the declaration and demo. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and you know where we are, customs-declarations.uk, the one platform for the safety and security and CDS declarations. A lot of material on our website, please follow, and blogs, and yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Thanks.